go. Live video. Oh, good afternoon. Tony Dottino here doing my Live with Tony from New Smyrna Beach. And it's an interesting situation we have here at the beach because it's raining, and one would think that if you put your bathing suit on and just go out into the water, doesn't matter how you get wet, whether it's through the rain or through walking into the ocean. So we do see people out surfing the surfboards. We do see people out walking in amongst the waves. And we see a few people actually even sitting on the sand or sitting in the sand getting wet, which is okay when you're on the ocean. The only thing we need to watch for is thunder and lightning, which then will clear everything out. So anyway, I want to talk about Saturday. We had our 26th USA Memory Championship, and we've got a new winner. Now, when I say a new winner, we had no returning USA Memory champions this year, which is a first. Therefore, the mental athletes that competed, whomever was going to win the final event, was going to be a new champion. So to that regard, we have a new champion who went right down to the deck of cards along with two 15-year-old high school students, Drew and Erdem, and along came Wesley Twiggs to win in the double deck or bust of cards. And I don't think I've ever seen in the 26 years of running the event a champion ever get as emotionally charged as Wesley and bring the audience and the TV crews to a stage that we've never seen before, which is 110% focus on Wesley, his face, his body language, and what he was expressing as a winner of the USA Memory Championship. And I think he touched everyone. The camera crew, I mean, they had the cameras, they brought the handhelds up, and they just focused on his face and his body language and the joy and the expression of tears that just came to his body and his mind as doing something he didn't think was possible, which is to win the USA Memory Championship. And to that point, it just, for me, proves that anyone given the desire to understand what the skills are, practice those skills, and apply those skills, can improve their memories. And what was interesting in the last event, double deck or bust, Wesley never thought he could win in that event. He was happy, as he talked later on, to be getting through the first and the second event of the day. First event being the long-term memory of Supreme Court justices, maybe getting through the second event, the words to remember, and never thinking he'd get through the tea party. 3 strikes and you're out. So getting to the cards, to him, was, I've already won. I've told my family, hey, in fact, I took a picture during the day of the Seahorse Trophy. I sent a note back home and said, hey, this is the trophy I'll be winning next year. And never did he think that he was going to be our 2025 winner of our 26th USA Memory Champion. So what a joy and what a personality and what a interpersonal engagement he brought to the whole audience, to the Full Sail students that were doing the filming and recording. And what a pleasure it was to have him be successful at this. I feel bad for Erdem and Drew, two students that really worked at this. Both missed cards that I thought both of them would go through at least a whole deck of cards. I was told we missed out, they missed out somewhere in the mid-30s, and both eliminated fairly close to one another. And therefore Wesley was able to do it. And what was interesting is the two 15-year-olds were pretty snappy in getting their answers of their cards. And Wesley was very paused and reflective. And so you really thought either Erdem or Drew were likely to be the winners. And instead, they both knocked out, and Wesley became the champion. He's a delight, absolutely pleasant. I think will represent the USA Memory Championship in a way that proves what we've said. I've repeated that again and again. Anyone can improve their memory given the belief, the willingness to learn and practice, and then come and apply it. And as I said to the finalists that came through the online memory leagues work, anyone that's on this stage today is already a winner in the game of life, because they've done something that 9 out of 10 people wouldn't even dare to try. And the fact that they came, competed in 4 events, started with the long term, we went to the words list, words to remember, we went to the tea party, finished up with the double-decker bus. The fact that they were there to even put their brains on display, to me, makes them a winner in the much bigger picture in what I call the game of life. And as I looked at the people as they were eliminated, it's almost like, God, is there a way that I can give everyone a seahorse trophy, which is the hippocampus-like picture of the human brain, and having them all be winners already, it's like, God, how do we do this in terms of elimination in a competition? And so my team has kind of rallied back around that. So that's part of the competition. That's part of what they do. It's part of the excitement and the intensity. And several of our audience members, as I walked about after the day, made the comment that you can't imagine how intense and focused this is just by seeing it on YouTube, unless you're sitting in the audience and you can almost feel it. And I've had lots of people tell me that over the 26 years that actually came to it and said, I saw this on YouTube, or I saw this on a Facebook post, or I saw this, and said, there's nothing that can compare to what it's like to be sitting in the audience and feeling that intensity and watching the expressions of the mental athletes from one to the other as they go through each of the various competitions. So it turned out to be a great day. I can't thank Corbett Compel and Sydney and his team of students that just did a terrific job at Full Sail University. And I can never thank Karen Pinson enough for the work she does in prepping the games, getting the applications, bringing this to where I think we had a pretty smooth running event this year. And then, of course, Evelyn Walker, who helps her. It's my love in life, who was there to support her and help keep things in order and following, you know, what I call the scoring of who's on board, who's got a strike, who doesn't, so that we have the accurate picture of who's in and who's out. And then Michael Dattino and Briley Lewis, that did this green room thing. So I would encourage anyone that wants to get this. It's 2 hours and 1 minute, so we did a really nice job of streamlining the day's activities, and I'm told hundreds of people have already looked at it, and I'm told that this is people that have looked at it and is commenting on what a fabulous job the Full Sail students did and how they edited that down and got it posted out on the YouTube site, USA Memory Championship. And for 2025. So yeah, YouTube, USA Memory Championship 2025. It's 2 hours and 1 minute, I'm told. I've seen little clips of it, and they just, Briley and Michael did a great job in what do we call the green screen, interviewing people so you get a different perspective of the different people there. Wesley was a super speaker at the end of sharing his personal story with a lot of emotion and heart. And now it's time to relax. So I'm at New Smyrna Beach. It's a week of taking it slow. I still feel bad for Erdem and Drew. And the mental athletes that put their brains on display worked to get ready for this. hopefully have all learned something that they can bring into their life that will make a difference as they move along. So with that, it's Monday. I had the opportunity to do my Facebook mail because it's raining. And we opted to come back to the resort rather than try to deal with the rain and the thunder and what may be going on outside in the weather. So hopefully it'll stop raining. I'll put on a bathing suit and go walk into the Atlantic, since I don't plan on jumping to it, since the waves don't allow you to just jump right into the waves and crash into the sand. We'll see you out here. I should be able to get back here on Wednesday, and I'm not going to promise that, but I will get here at least one more time this week.